Welcome to Aikido Kokikai Berlin. Today we're going to look at Bokken Kata 1. If you haven't already, make sure you've seen the video, How to Handle Your Bokken. So Bokken Kata 1 looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, finish. If you're familiar with our key development exercises, and you know Shomanuchi, Ikkyo Endo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a little more dynamically, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can do Zengo Endo, which means two directions, forward and backward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can do 8 directions, Happo Endo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is essentially what we are trying to achieve with Bokken Kata 1. Happo Endo with the Bokken. And let's take it step by step. So standing in right Hamni with your right foot pointing forward and your back foot at a bit of an angle, so not like this. Turn it out, kind of like an L shape. So you can ground into that back foot. And starting with your Bokken parallel to the ground. 1 is a basic Shomanuchi sword cut. 1. 2, turn the blade out. Step in with your left foot and use your body to thrust. It's important here that you don't reach and compromise your balance. 1, 2, like this. From this angle, 1, 2. So you're using your whole body. If you reach too much, you're compromising yourself. And the point here is that you might have multiple attackers. In Aikido Kokikai, we always assume multiple attackers. If I have 2 people coming at me, one from this direction, one behind me, I want to deal with this guy, drive him back, and then deal with this person. So the exercise is really one in changing your mind and changing your attention and changing your intention. So if your intention begins facing forward, it's 100% forward, then change, and it's 100% back. In order to do this is an example of positive mind from our 4 basic principles. You have to be relaxed. If you're very stiff, it's going to be very hard to move gracefully and comfortably. And the point of doing the Bokken Kata is that you can develop the 4 basic principles on your own. You can develop that comfortable feeling with the sword. So again, 1, 2, and you can see I'm turned out like this. So the blade is away from my body. It's not like this. I don't leave it like that, like this. It's not always a point that people will teach when first going over this Bokken Kata, but it's worth doing it from the beginning, in my opinion, so you don't develop bad habits. So again, 1, 2, and 3, 4 is turn. Turn, turn, turn. 3, 4. So a few important points here. When you turn, you can see my feet right here, and I extend, and I try and keep my foot pointing forward, right? I don't want this to happen. Same thing when I turn, right? I want my foot to remain pointing forward, so not like this and not like this, but pointing forward. So our feet have a tendency to drift a little bit when doing this. right? 1, 2, turn, 3, 4, right? In addition, make sure that it's a real sword cut. 1, 2, and then lift the sword. 3, 4. I don't even think I want to say lift the sword, right? Because lift the sword implies the sword is heavy and you have to do all this work. Actually, you're almost throwing the sword up in the air and then letting it fall down with gravity and catching it, right? And that makes it much easier to do these motions, right? Feel the springiness in your 1 point. Don't shortcut it like this. All right, so all the way up, this is great for practice. Here, and then up, turn, down, immediately, and thrust again. So on the first one, you get this step in, and then turn and slide step. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the footwork is a little bit challenging, but not too bad. You're essentially repeating a pattern multiple times. And this 1, 2 pattern, we're going to repeat 4 times. 1, 2, step forward, turn, 3, 4, thrust. 5, 6 are the same. Step to your left. 5, thrust, 6, turn, 7, 8. So 1 through 8 are easy. They're all the same motion, essentially. The point is you need to change your mind, change the direction that you're facing. And the whole time you're doing this, maintain your posture so you're not reaching out with the blade. Relax so you're not rushing through the kata and you're not making it too much work for yourself, like you're chopping wood or something. Kata means form, right? You're working on a form, and a form, in a sense, is an ideal. You may never reach the ideal, and the point is not to reach the ideal, but to get ever closer to that ideal. If you think of the best possible Bokken Kata, maybe nobody can do it. But you're starting where you are with what you can do, and you gradually make your way toward that ideal. And you make a lot of progress in the beginning. Actually, very quickly you make progress. And as you get closer and closer to the perfect Bokken Kata, it takes more and more effort to refine those last few steps. And that's really where the joy in the refinement comes. Right? As you feel yourself making this progress and feel that you have the discipline to continue training, even when it takes a long time to feel additional progress. But starting from nothing, you're going to feel a ton of progress all at once. And it's going to be difficult, and you need to work through it, and you need to do repetitions. Fortunately, we have lots of time right now to do lots of repetitions. So, your motivational speech for the day, that's over. Let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll start facing this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And facing this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we do 9, 10, 11, and 12. And if we are starting by moving orthogonally, right, so 4 directions, then we switch to the diagonals. And then we move in those 4 directions, right? So we're starting like this, and then we go to this. 9, 10, 11, and 12 are a little bit different. We don't have the thrusting part. We just have the showman part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 and 11 can be feints or like fake outs. What I mean by that is instead of totally committing to 9, you fake out this attacker and then turn, and you're fully committed there. And then you do the same thing with 11. This is optional. It's kind of an advanced idea, but again, it doesn't hurt to develop a good habit from the beginning. So starting one more time, I'll face this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From here, step to the left, 45 degrees, right? So now you're on the diagonal, up, feint, like a little bit of a strike, but then turn 180 degrees all the way and fully commit, 9 and 10. Then step to the left, 90 degrees, right? This other diagonal, 11, feint, 12, commit. And from here, finish, turn the sword out and away again, and you can rotate on your right foot, and sometimes we say kill everybody, or a non-violent martial art, but maybe have this feeling that you're surrounded by enemies, and it's you against 5 people, and just no problem. Drive them all back at once, and there's a little bit of a flourish and finish. It looks very nice, especially if you have an audience. In fact, I recommend that you imagine you have 10,000 people watching you. If you want to stay relaxed and you want a real challenge, you should be able to do this not just alone, but in front of people. It adds an element of tension, right? You're going to feel like you want to do this well, which is great. But if I'm watching you do a Bokken Kata, I'm really concerned with how you seem inside, right? Maybe your kata looks good, maybe it doesn't. I want to see that you're following the 4 basic principles, that you're relaxed, you're comfortable, you're projecting confidence. And actually that will make your kata more correct, right? Thinking about each step, trying to like worry, am I doing it right? This is inevitably going to not only make you look bad, but make you feel bad. And you have plenty of time to improve this. I'm still working on it myself, and I will be my whole life. And making progress means accepting where you are now and continuing to improve. And every once in a while, we like to check in and see how you're doing. We want to watch you to see what you can do and celebrate your achievement. And wherever you are, it's fine, as long as you continue to improve and you practice the discipline that's required to improve. I gave you a second motivational speech. Okay, back to the kata, all right? Back to this form. So let's do all 12 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Finish. Then you can do it again, and you're ready to go right back into it again after you finish. And in a testing situation, you might have 5 other people doing it with you, and you'll do it one after the other, so you should be ready to do it again. This is, in fact, the kata that you must demonstrate for your black belt test. So if you're watching this video, you probably have plenty of time to work on it, but it is the first one that you will have to demonstrate. That's why we're doing it. You also need to count correctly. And when you're doing this at home, you should count, just as if you're doing it with people or in front of people. And the counting is part of it. It's not an optional nice to have. And many people count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just, it's lethargic. It makes me want to fall asleep. It doesn't seem like there's any energy there. It doesn't seem like you have confidence. Most of us don't spend very much time yelling. Some of us are very uncomfortable with this idea, right? We shrink from the idea that we're going to be noticed by shouting. But you need to open yourself up, expand your chest, feel that you have ki gushing out in all directions, right? Metaphorically speaking, this is not magic, but you need to feel like you have this kind of aura. And when you're counting, you can project that aura. We sometimes call this ki-I, right? This emphatic ki energy coming from you. So you're not just saying one, right? You're really putting something into it. An! Sure, it could intimidate a potential attacker, but the point is not, in this context, intimidation, but to demonstrate that you have positive mind, right? Count from your diaphragm, count emphatically. Don't count too quickly. Many people, when they're nervous, they'll count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you inevitably mess up the count, and the people with you will mess up. And you don't want to look bad, and you don't want to make other people look bad. And you want to be correct and calm and comfortable, and the counting should reflect that. So count before the strike if you can, so that you're like reading ahead. If you're a musician and you play an instrument and you're looking at music, you're generally looking ahead in the music from where you are with what you're playing, right? You're playing this note, but you're looking at the next note. So you can think of it that way. So 1, right? I'm thinking about 2, 2, right? But I say the number before the actual motion. 3, right? I don't count while I'm doing it. I count slightly before. That way, people with me can keep up, and I know what I'm doing, right? Calm and comfortable. So let's do some of these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, finish. Usually 2 turns at the end. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, finish. And we all face this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, finish. Now face this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, finish. And one time this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, finish. So that's Bokken Kata 1. Please practice and enjoy. And thank you very much.